Hello everybody, welcome to T's Corner, review of Greenleaf, Season 1, Episode 12, Vini Vedi Vici. I think that's how you say it, Vini Vedi Vici. Somebody had an album called that a long time ago, so if it ain't right, it's Vini Vedi Vici. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're about to review right now, so let's see what happens. Let's get into Greenleaf. Okay, so the church is in dire need of money. Misty and Connie are trying to convince May that maybe Gigi should preach over the summer to get the offering back up. Of course, May ain't having it. And Connie said that Misty considers having Women's Day at the Peabody Ballroom is like fiddling while Rome burns. This is the second time I've heard this. The first time I heard it was on Scandal, when Papa Pope said Nero fiddled while Rome burned. And so I Googled it at that time. And apparently it was like a very popular saying back in the time of Nero. That Rome was burning and he was going around doing concerts and trying to get a band together. Like, you know, a hair band of the 80s or something, only in a different century. But they go to court. What's his name? Ray and Gigi, and he's won the summer, pretty much. He's won custody of Sophia for the summer, and neither Gigi or Sophia look very happy about that, so we'll see what comes of that. And I'm doing the thing that I did, I think it was episode 9 or 10 or something, where I actually review during the commercial intermissions. So we're on commercial right now. Kevin confronted Charity about why he's still sleeping on the couch, and then got a little adult in his voice, and she was like, Tone, bring it down a notch. But he's like, I know you're not still mad about a phone. And she was like, you know this is not about a phone. And I'm like just really getting more and more disappointed with Kevin and about to be over him, because I'm like, you know what you are doing. You know what you were doing that was wrong, which is why you were hiding it from her in the beginning. So let's not act like she's been overreacting to your punishment. Now, yeah, you've been on a couch for 3 months, but you also haven't told her the truth in 3 months. So whose fault is that? So for some reason, Gigi is still ignoring Aunt Mavis and not taking her calls. And the court has awarded Ray custody of Sophia because Gigi broke the law. To which Gigi attributes she really is a Greenleaf, because they all break the law. Let's see. Jacob and that pretty boy slime ball, Basie Skanks, because I still believe he's up to something, met with Bishop about Jacob going over to be an associate pastor at Triumph. And Bishop gave his blessing and prayed with Jacob. So Jacob's packing up his office. And Charity says, you know Mama gonna throw you out of the house when she finds out. And Jacob says, well, maybe it's about time. Now, I agree, because I don't understand why all these grown folk living at home anyway. But I guess if we had wings in my mama's house instead of bedrooms, we'd all still be there too. So Sophia's not happy about the custody arrangement, and Gigi's looking into ways to appeal and making jokes about fleeing to Mexico. And her lawyer let her know that if you do that, you will go to jail. Said normally, because he has not been the world's greatest father, he would not have gotten custody of her. But you're breaking the law and moving her across state lines without permission of the court is really working in his favor right now. So that's pretty much where we are right now. You came, you saw, and you conquered. Get out. Words from Aunt Mavis to Gigi. Words to live by, because I understand that Gigi is seeing, you know, the faith, and her own faith has been renewed and coming back. But I really believe these people are about money. You know, in the beginning of this season, I wanted to believe, you know, that they all truly had a heart for God and they were just flawed human beings like the rest of us. But I'm getting a real sense of greed and entitlement with a lot of them. And it is really disheartening for the church. I don't know if I agree with Mavis in saying the church did that to them. Their interpretation of the church may have did that to them. A little different. Let's see what else is going on. Lady May sat down with Kevin and told him be the man of your household and fix whatever's going on with you and your wife. And it really is up to him. It's not even so much as, oh, you know, Charity has to accept me back. No, you have to tell Charity what she wants to know, and that is the truth. And then you have to let her deal with that truth. And until you are ready to admit to yourself what your issues are, and then admit them to your wife, you're going to be on that couch, bruh. It's where you are. And I applaud her every night you on that couch. Get yourself together. Them boys need a daddy, not somebody trying to decide whether he want to be with his wife or be with a man. Make your mind up, make your decisions, make it known to everybody who's involved who will be affected, and then go on and live your life. Do what you're going to do, but be honest about it. What else? Jacob's packing up his office. He's going on over to Triumph, and he really believes that Triumph is about the Lord's work, and he thinks they get it. Now, because I believe that Pastor Skanks is scandalous, we'll see. Are they really about the Lord's work, or is there some, you know, hidden mission with him bringing Jacob over to Triumph, which I think it is. It's going to be some mess with that. Might even be some mess with Alexa, even though she's still cool with me right now. My cousin brought up in our Facebook conversations about Greenleaf how when Bishop was saying he thought him and Alexa was better than that she would go, you know, and sue him. Did the Bishop and Alexa have an affair? And I said, you know, I ride with Alexa. But if she screwed Bishop and Jacob, I ain't with that keeping it in the family like that. I can't ride with her if that's what she did. But we shall see. And Auntie Mavis is packing up. Unfortunately, that eminent domain got her, thanks to her brother, the devil. And she tried to fight it but couldn't. So now she's packing up Auntie M's. And got a nice check for her spot on Beale Street. So we'll see what comes of that. We can tell how concerned Ray is with Sophia and what's really best for her, because he's not even listening to her when she says she doesn't want to leave. He's so just zeroed in on getting back at Grace that he's willing to make Sophia unhappy. That's not good parenting. And maybe it's just me, but I think that messy Carissa is getting a little bit too friendly with the handsome math teacher that assigns term papers in math class. Who's in the family portrait standing next to Zora? I can't tell from a distance. Sophia is really upset, and she doesn't want Gigi to appeal because she doesn't want to go to court again. She doesn't want to have to stand in the court and play favorites between her parents again. But she does not want to go with Ray back to Phoenix. She doesn't want to go for the summer, and she definitely doesn't want to go indefinitely. So she's upset. And Gigi tries to console her, and she's like, no, I'm going to go call Zora. Where is Zora? Isn't she down the hall? Are y'all really calling down the hall? But, I mean, maybe I missed something. I don't, where is Zora? But hopefully Gigi finds a way to work this out, or Ray just gives up and goes back to being a deadbeat and I see you 5 minutes a month or something, because she doesn't want to leave. She wants to stay with her mommy. We all want her to stay with her mommy. We're Team Gigi Ray, so go back to Phoenix. You're causing problems here, and we don't like it, which means we don't like you by default. I'm assuming that Mr. Handsome Math Teacher has been Messy Carissa's confidant. And so now she's explaining to him, hey, when Jacob comes around, act like I ain't told you nothing. And Charity is on the Bishop with that shaking hand. She saw that. It's about to come out now.
I'm about to cry.
Okay. As always, I'm all over the place. Y'all know how I am about Team Gina. And now, that damn Kevy. Oh my God. Now I was just about to applaud him on Twitter. I say, good job, Kevy. I'm still not over it. So, good things that happened. Lady May then proclaimed that she's going to preach because Gigi not getting in the pulpit. I still don't know what it is with her and Gigi, but I think some things are gonna come to a head next week. After she calls Mavis a childless whore and May give it to Mavis and Mavis give it right back. I can't wait. But Kevy came to Charity in tears, just battling this thing he dealing with. And he told her the truth. Finally. Took you 3 months. Little coward move. But he finally told her the truth, that I've had these feelings about men. I love you. I'm fighting it. I prayed. I don't know if I'm gay. I just love you. And I'm having these feelings. Which was honest. And Charity reacted appropriately. She beat the shit out of him. And then fell down. And then done something to the twins and got them upset. Got the boys all upset. And so, my favorite television not couple, because they're not really together, Team Gino all day, are sitting down having this heart-to-heart because this coward ass sent her an FYI email to let her know that Insecure Isabel was coming back and she was going to Women's Day. Who cares? But instead of him going to her and talking to her like a grown man, he sent her an FYI email. And Gigi bought her business. She really email, so she went straight to him. That's the best you got. So he came to the house to apologize, I guess, and talk about why he sent the email and what's going on and how he feels. And I'm praying all of that ends up against that pretty white headboard that she has, and that he don't come out of the room until sunrise. But Gigi hears an ambulance, and she's like, you hear that? And of course, that close to the house, it has to be there because they're like a mile away from the front gate. They're not going to hear that far up. So they go running down to find out what's going on, and something's wrong with the twins. So Charity's getting into the ambulance and going on to the hospital, and that just broke up that whole conversation. Now, I am always concerned about Kevy and Charity. I am. Unless there is some Team Gino stuff going on. So now I'm like thoroughly pissed with Kevy for making Charity upset enough to unload on him and then fall down in that floor and upset the twins. Because that just ended that conversation, and now we don't know what he was going to say. And probably next week, Insecure Isabel will be back. And then we got to deal with her. So Team Gino is a little unhappy right now. Team Gigi is sad. Oh my God, Gigi, you just getting it every which way, girl. We just really sad about the situation with Sophia and Ray just being really pig-headed. Because like I said before, I don't think it has anything to do with Sophia's well-being or the fact that Gigi did bring her back into a situation with a predator. I think it's all about, I finally get to win. I finally get to win. I'm a jackass, not the world's worst father, but definitely not world's greatest. Apparently was suffering from some addiction for 8 years. And now I want to play daddy. And the easiest way to do that is to vilify my baby mother / ex-girlfriend so that I can take my daughter away from her. Even though she doesn't want to go. Because I can say it's for the best, but really it's just because I want to win. Ray, that is not very adult of you. So I'm upset with you. Like I say, you cute, and I want you to get that scruffiness off your face, shave. You're cuter with a bad face. But yeah, I'm unhappy with you. What else? I'm sure I missed something because this review is like 13 minutes, and we know I talk. It's usually like an hour. But oh, let's go back to Auntie Mavis packing up the restaurant and talking to Gigi. And she says, your family is your family. And that there, to me, got a lot of weight on it. Because to me, that says they are who they are, imperfect people. That's who they are. It also says, at the end of the day, when everything is gone, that's your family and that's who you have. So it's like on both ends of that spectrum, it's a mess. You got a mother that hates you. You got a father, or correction, who acts like she hates you and tells you that she loves you. But actually she didn't. Oh, yeah, she did. She did. She said, of course I do. Okay. But she tells you she loves you and she acts like she hates you. And your father, and you know, you've been daddy's girl forever, and now he ain't got 2 words to say to you. So this is your family. Your sister's gone. Your other sister's going through her own turmoil. Your brother's trying to find his place in life. So you really don't have anything. Because now the one thing that you did have, which was a constant, which is Sophia, Ray's taking that for the summer. So, yeah, so that your family is not really, you know, that's not a home base because it's a mess. But I do agree that the church does not need to close its doors, because I believe that just like all this destruction and everything that is going on in the church, and that has, you know, really put some wedges in the family, is going to be the thing that brings them back together. So hopefully Lady May only preaching for Women's Day. She not no preacher. She the first lady. Sit in your chair, wear your hats, and look pretty. And let a preacher preach. Let Gigi go on preach, because Bishop handshaking. Or maybe Charity. Maybe it's time for Charity to step up. Now, we know Charity's going to be on bed rest for a while. And we know she's the psalmist. But she did, in fact, preach Little Saints. And I'm still holding out hope. I know right now Ray feel like he won. But you go ahead and you take that little battle, because we're going to take the war. So when Sophia comes back, put that out there for season 2. If she don't come back next week by the end of the show. Put that out there for season 2. When Sophia comes back, she's going to be preaching Little Saints. I really believe that. She's going to be preaching Little Saints. And so then Charity needs to do something. So maybe she can preach that series. Because now, I don't know what 12 seasons she going to pick up. But she has some turmoil to preach about in her wedding. In her marriage. Not in her wedding, but in her marriage. And, you know, she's going through something with your babies and the twins, and you're trying to bring twins into this world. And the most profound thing, like I said, it always comes from Charity. It always comes from Charity. What is that? I don't want to watch that. I'm trying to find something, and I probably can't. But when Charity says, "Why did you do this?" and then pointed to her stomach. And I had that same feeling. Because when he said something about having kids, it wasn't out of, I love you and I want to have kids. It's out of, let me prove my manhood, let's have a baby. That's how I personally felt. And I'm saying, if you knew you were dealing with these demons and you don't know which way you're going to go, and you still don't know which way you're going to go, the fact that you love her is, you know, it's really low on the level of importance right now. Because while that love is probably going to be the only thing that brings y'all through, the love for each other and the love for your babies, which is great, I don't think you should have brought any babies into a situation and you didn't know how it was going to go. Granted, you ain't expect to get busted, but you was also careless, so I don't know why. But that's just what men do, whether they cheating with men or women or whatever. Y'all are some careless individuals. I think deep down you want to get caught, because you don't do anything to keep from getting caught. You like sneaky and secretive right out front. Yeah, Charity. Yeah. Steady scrolling through. Okay. And that is how Kevy is how most men are. I don't understand it. Television, movies, and real life. Y'all just blatantly disrespectful and wrong, and be surprised when you get caught and still try to lie your way out of it. And so Kevy did that for a while, and ended up on that couch. So after 3 months on the couch, he figured, I just better go on and come clean and get my life back together. And now, excuse me, it's late. Y'all know I work like crazy, and then I sit up all night and watch this. And I always tell myself I'm going to stay up and watch the 1 o'clock showing with the West Coast, and I be lying like every week. But I'm going to try it, as always. So I just thought that was really profound that, you know, she would ask him, you know, why would you do this? Because he knew what he was dealing with before she got pregnant. And I personally think it was selfish of him, because he didn't take into consideration Charity or the kids. Because now, at worst, because you've been honest now with Charity and she knows what's going on. Now the worst case scenario is that you and Charity get a divorce, and then you bring these children into the world where they have to deal with shared custody. Because I don't think that Kevy's going to be a deadbeat and just leave her high and dry. But now you got to deal with shared custody and whose weekend is it and this, that, and the other. And that's just as hard on the kids. I mean, you know, co-parenting is always hard because two people with two different opinions is not going to agree on anything. But then when you separate those people and their lifestyles change, it's just, it's hard. And I will tell you from experience that the custodial parent feels like the more important parent because they're there majority of the time. That's not necessarily true. In some cases it is. But it's not necessarily true because the parent that is not living in the home is just as active or whatever. If they are. That ain't always true either. But if they are just as active in the child's life, you don't want to cut any time from either parent. You don't want to say, okay, well, this is this or this is this. And I get summers and you get holidays. And what? Because it's always a big deal. And as a person who has to co-parent, I know holidays because, you know, my son has a Christmas Easter father. So holidays, he likes to show up. And my deal is, hey, you ain't around all year. I get holidays. Maybe you can tell us where everyone is. But, what's the deal? Let me see. I'm trying to find, Vini Vedi Vici is, a phrase used to refer to a swift, conclusive victory, apparently. I never knew what it meant. I'm looking it up. This is, you know what? I came, I saw, I conquered. Which actually didn't come out of the mouth of Charity. It came from Aunt Mavis. But my jewel came from Charity, and it just always does. I guess that's her job. That is, for me anyway. I always get my jewel from Charity. And it was just like, for me, the jewel this week was, why make a decision that doesn't benefit anyone to hide a secret? And that's what I felt like he did. He wanted to get Charity pregnant because to him that made him, you know, in a time where you're doubting yourself, that made him feel, I'm a man, you know, I ain't worried about these guys. I'm not really checking guys' chests out on the phone. So I'm going to get my wife pregnant, and that makes me macho. Okay, so now we got 2 babies coming into the world, and a woman who thought that, you know, she was the center of attention for her husband, which she should be, and then to find out that she's not. And so now this, you've created a whole nother situation, trying to cover up a situation instead of just being honest from the gate. Although in reality, like I said, I honestly believe that Kevin and Charity are best friends. And since Kevin and Charity are best friends, how she ain't see that, I don't know. Especially since Carlton is her boo, that is her Judy. How come you ain't noticed that your husband was too? That's just my question. But so that's pretty much it for Greenleaf. It was a lot going on and everybody was busy and we got to touch on everybody's lives, which was really cool. And next week, y'all pray for me in advance and pray for me all the way through the episode next week, because I'm not sure I'm going to make it next week. It's going to be too much high power going on, and I have been waiting for the Mavis and May showdown. Been waiting for it. So I'm going to like probably bust a couple of gaskets in, you know, a couple of blood vessels and some more stuff in here next week. So y'all just pray for me. And salute to Miss Regina King, who directed this episode, who's always awesome behind the camera, in front of the camera. Just love Regina King. Been rolling with her since 227. So that's it for Greenleaf Season 1, Episode 12, Vini Vedi Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Good night.